My family hijacked my vacation plans for my golden sister and her kids. But this time, I had my own secret escape plan. Okay, here's the next chapter in the saga of my family versus my sanity, picking up right after my glorious Grecian escape. I was, as I mentioned, already mentally plotting my next disappearing act, casually dropping the phrase silent meditation retreat into conversations like little breadcrumbs of misdirection. They'd never see that one coming, I thought, and boy, was I right. But not in the way I initially imagined. The months following my return from Greece were frosty, to say the least. Sarah communicated mainly through pointed glares and dramatic sighs whenever I entered a room. My mom oscillated between pleading looks for me to just apologize to your sister for what, enjoying my own life, and passive-aggressive comments about the importance of family cohesion. My dad, interestingly, remained mostly quiet, an observer in the simmering cauldron of familial tension, though I sometimes caught a flicker of something unreadable in his eyes. Was it disapproval of me, or perhaps, just perhaps, a dawning understanding? I clung to the latter possibility. Life settled into a new, albeit fragile, normal. I continued to drop hints about my upcoming spiritual journey. I'd leave brochures for serene-looking retreat centers on the coffee table, talk about the benefits of mindfulness, and even practice meditating in the living room when I knew Sarah was due to visit, much to her visible annoyance. Honestly, she'd said to Mom once, loud enough for me to hear, "Some people will do anything to avoid real responsibility." The irony was richer than a triple chocolate cake. The next big family landmine on the horizon was my parents' 30th wedding anniversary. Of course, Sarah immediately appointed herself head of celebrations. And, of course, her grand vision involved me. "We should rent that huge heritage house by the lake," she announced in the family group chat, "the one with the massive gardens. It'll be perfect for a big party. And my name, you're so good at organizing things, you can handle all the bookings, catering, and decorations. Plus, the kids will need someone to keep an eye on them during the setup, and you're free since you'll be all zen from your retreat thingy, right? You can just postpone that. This is important." The audacity still amazed me. My retreat thingy, as she so dismissively called it, was, according to my carefully constructed narrative, a 10-day silent vow at a secluded monastery, non-refundable, and booked months in advance, coinciding perfectly with the week of the anniversary party preparations. I feigned devastation. "Oh, Sarah, I can't." I typed back, emojis of crying faces included. "My retreat is all paid for. It's a very strict schedule. I'd lose all my money, and more importantly, my spiritual deposit." My mom called, her voice tight with frustration. "Can't you reschedule the monastery? Surely the monks would understand. It's our 30th. I held firm, expressing deep regret, emphasizing the spiritual non-negotiability of my commitment to silence and inner peace. Sarah was furious, accusing me of being the most selfish person alive. "Some daughter you are," she fumed, "letting Mom and Dad down like this for some hippie nonsense." I bore it all with a serene and entirely fake smile, assuring them I'd be there in spirit and would celebrate with them after my profound spiritual awakening. The beauty of a silent retreat is that, by definition, you're incommunicado. No calls, no texts, no social media. Perfect. As the anniversary week approached, I packed a small bag with sensible, neutral-colored clothing, all part of the act, and let Chloe, my ever-reliable partner in crime, drive me to a bus station from where I was supposedly heading to the remote monastery of eternal quietude. I even posted a vague, contemplative photo of some trees, taken in a local park, with the caption, "Seeking stillness. See you on the other side." Then, I turned off my main phone. My family, I imagined, pictured me sitting cross-legged, chanting OM and subsisting on lentil soup. The reality was a little different. My actual destination was a bustling city 3 states over, where I was attending a highly competitive, week-long workshop for aspiring entrepreneurs, something I'd secretly applied for and won a partial scholarship to attend. It was intense, exhilarating, and packed with networking opportunities and invaluable learning experiences. I had a burner phone for emergencies and to coordinate with Chloe, who was my eyes and ears back home. The stories she relayed were pure gold. Apparently, without me there to be the designated dog's body, Sarah's grand plans for the Heritage House party started to unravel. The caterer she'd found, who offered a suspiciously deep discount, turned out to be a disaster, delivering wilted salads and lukewarm canapes. The elaborate floral arrangements she'd insisted on DYNG with my mom looked, according to Chloe's discreet photos, like something a flock of angry birds had attacked. And the kids, without their usual anti-buffer, were apparently running wild, treating the heritage house like their personal bouncy castle. Sarah, overwhelmed and stressed, had apparently thrown several tantrums, blaming everyone from my mom for not managing the volunteers, to my dad for not anticipating the parking issues. The highlight was when Leo, my nephew, in a moment of pure, unfiltered childhood honesty during the pre-party chaos, apparently asked Sarah, "Mommy, why are you so shouty?" "Andy, my name, is never this shouty when she plans things." Chloe said you could have heard a pin drop. My dad, Chloe reported, had to step outside for some air and was seen chuckling to himself by the lake. This was the unexpected plot twist I hadn't dared hope for, my father's amusement. On the day of the actual anniversary party, while I was delivering a surprisingly well-received pitch for a business idea I'd been nurturing, my family was enduring what sounded like a moderately chaotic, slightly underwhelming celebration. I'd arranged for a beautiful, professionally made anniversary cake to be delivered, along with a heartfelt card from my silent retreat, expressing my love and apologies for my absence. A touch of class, I thought. The real surprise came when I returned, not as a spiritually enlightened Zen master, but as a woman buzzing with new ideas and a certificate of distinction from the entrepreneurial workshop. I re-emerged into communication the day after the workshop ended, full of apologies for my extended silence and tales of profound, but conveniently vague, spiritual insights. When I finally saw my family, Sarah was still fuming, but there was a new weariness about her. My mom just looked tired. But my dad, he pulled me aside. "That meditation retreat," he said, a small smile playing on his lips. "Did you find what you were looking for?" I looked him in the eye. "Yes, Dad," I said. "I think I found something even better." He just nodded, a flicker of pride in his gaze that warmed me more than any Mediterranean sun. Later that week, I casually mentioned the workshop and the small business grant I was now eligible to apply for as a result of my performance there. Sarah scoffed. "So you lied to us again? All for some silly workshop?" But this time, her words lacked their usual venom. My mom, surprisingly, said, "Well, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity, dear. Good for you." The ground was definitely shifting. My golden sister was starting to look a little less shiny under the harsh light of her own manufactured drama, especially when contrasted with my quiet, tangible achievements. My secret escape plans were no longer just about escaping. They were about building a life they couldn't hijack, a life where my own dreams weren't just an afterthought. And I had a feeling this was just the beginning. The Mountain Adventure Squad t-shirts were now officially a relic of a bygone era. My era was just dawning.